When are we ever awake?
Mm,
Like, answer me that.
I'm sore. I'm sore
That's,
today.
that's because you hate yourself and you go to the gym.
No, I don't hate myself that much. I don't hate myself as much as you do.
You only say that because I have to have like 8 different planners to keep everything on track.
Yup. I'm assuming we are recording.
We are.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Hope you are all staying safe and being kind. Um, Merch coming soon. Sorry. No,
I am
oh,
legit working on the merch, but that is so time consuming to do.
mm-hmm.
Because for each
Um,
individual thing, you have to adjust where everything sits and change
yeah.
the colors according to what color fabric you pick out. It's coming. It's
Mm-hmm.
coming.
Sorry, yeah, I'm, as we all know, like you said, I hate myself. I go to the gym. Um, I today is the first. Well, this week is the first full week of doing my bursts of jogging on the treadmill. Um, it, it's painful. It's not nice. It's I'm not built for running. Um, so yeah, I'm not really quite with it today because my legs are rather tender. It was leg day today. Um, so yeah, there's that. How are you today, Q?
For the purpose of this, I am doing okay. Is there possibly going to be a dead cat before I get done with this?
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably gonna happen. Um, Sale's back to streaming. She doesn't have a schedule, but she's back to
No.
streaming.
Yes, I have appeared. I appeared twice last week. Look at
She
me
did.
go.
We did Overcooked Friday. She did Words on Stream Saturday.
Hmm.
I was a little shocked to see her not once but twice streaming.
I know. Scary, right?
I know
I think
pink.
everybody else was shocked as well. I had a few people come in and go, "Oh my god, stop streaming!"
Great. So it
So,
was fun. It was fun. We did discover that we are at a point in Overcooked where we need at least one other person.
yeah, we suck.
um, like even with communicating, we hit a wall. Like the floor plan. If you haven't played Overcooked, check out the VODs. If actually by the time this rolls around, it probably won't be on Twitch anymore. I have unedited from my point of view on my YouTube, my personal YouTube, not the Two Angry Women YouTube. Um, my external hard drive and my RAM sticks are on back order, so I have to just immediately upload my VODs to YouTube because Twitch will only keep them for affiliates. It's like what 4 weeks?
No, it's longer than that for affiliate, isn't it?
No, it's
Sure it is.
not.
Have they changed it?
Yeah, non-affiliates only get like 2 weeks, but I think we only get like 4.
I thought we had longer than that.
Mm-mm. I mean,
Oh,
I could be wrong, but so I'm going through because I need the space on my computer because between Two Angry Women and the podcast, um, my games take up so much room. Oh my word. Um, if you are not a gamer,
yeah,
you do not know the struggle of how many games can I fit on here before I run out of room and performance starts to become a thing.
yeah.
Um,
Or
I've
you
got the
go,
nonprofit.
okay, what upgrade can I go with now so that I can get more games?
Right.
Talking of which, I need to get my motherboard so I can get some more, so I can get another two RAM sticks.
I have 4 RAM sticks on order and a second solid state hard drive, and apparently everything I want to order, because I also have to get the cables for the second solid state,
Yeah,
mind you. Everything is on back order. I ordered this shit like a month ago.
sounds about right.
And I was like, well, fuck it, I'll order an external hard drive. You know, I'll get like a 3 or 5T, whatever the biggest external you can get,
Yeah,
without it having to have its own fan system. I think it's only a 3T, but 3 terabytes is still quite a bit of space. Yeah, It's on fucking back order.
Oh.
I went into work because I work retail and we have the electronics department. Sold
Yeah.
out. I was like, well, fuck it. I've got a scanner. I'll scan it to see when it comes in stock, and I'll just, buy it on when because I work overnights. I'll buy it before we even fucking open because we're allowed to.
Yeah.
No future ship date, which means it's at
that's
least
helpful.
2 months. Yeah, which means it's at least 2 months out.
Oof.
So I was like, well, fuck. So yeah, if you stop by my YouTube channel, it's just gonna be a lot of unedited videos, which means I'm actually gonna have to knuckle down and start editing this shit. But I'm trying to get my VODs that are getting ready to expire off of Twitch and over, and I've got to do the same thing for my Facebook. I hate myself a lot.
Yes, you do. We know, but then we know this.
Because
we know
Facebook, even if you're not in their version of the affiliate program, because they do for gaming have their own one,
Yeah.
you only have a month to keep. It's 2 weeks or 4 weeks to keep your VODs up, and then they
Excuse
go
me.
away. Clips and everything will stay up forever, but your actual gaming videos are limited
Yeah.
time. So
Ow.
but,
Has anybody got any new legs that they could
that is
recommend?
black market, and that is not something we discuss live. We discuss this.
Okay. God damn it.
I know, right? Speaking of not discussing on the podcast, Sale got a little bit of a bummer yesterday or the day before. One of the topics
Yeah.
she wants to discuss on the podcast, we
Not
can't
allowed to.
through any of our distributing people that we do. So in order for us to do that, we've got to do a website or a Patreon, which I unfortunately have no time to run either.
Would they, or the possibility of, could we not do a thingy on in the Discord?
We
'Cause
could
obviously-
in the Discord, but we wouldn't be able to record it for them to listen to later.
No, I'm aware of that. But what I'm saying is, if when we get busier in there, we could do, because there's the live stage stuff, isn't there?
That's actually going away.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Poop.
We could still set up something similar because
Right.
you and I can fucking dance around the perms and not even flinch. We could set up something similar, but yeah, no, one of the latest updates I got on Discord is the live stage is going away. That should be in one of these.
Probably. I don't read them all.
No, I've got... Oh, did I delete it? I might have deleted it. I might have deleted that room like a dumbass. Anyway, no, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing all the shit that I need to go through and fix because I went deletion crazy on a bunch of shit.
You did have a lot in here. There was a lot.
And it was shit that's not getting used and it's probably never gonna get used. So I just went,
Yeah.
delete.
There's a lot in. Work smarter, not harder.
Right? Yeah, so I deleted a bunch of shit. And I got rid of the Discord bot so we're not publicly bumping. If you come to the community, I want you to come here because you join Sailor Ice stream, you listen to the podcast and follow the Two Angry Women Beacons page.
Basically, not
Or
be
you-
a
yeah.
douche.
Or you got invited by somebody who
Yeah.
is in the community. Because
Yeah.
if you are in the community listening to this and you find the Discord link, feel free to share it with your friends. Just keep in
Well,
mind we do have
everybody
rules.
is welcome.
We do have rules.
Everybody is welcome as long as they stick to the rules.
And I'm pretty laid back with the rules for the most part. It's mainly don't be a douche.
Yeah.
And if you do anything even remotely 18 plus, you do have to go to the Two Angry Women. And if we have
Yeah.
to, as much as I don't want to, we will ID verify.
Yup. I popped into Godvic's stream this morning.
He was
Briefly.
telling me I stopped by his
Yeah.
stream too, and he was like, I was talking to Sale about everything you've got going on, and I was like, yeah, she
Yeah.
already knows. She knows more about what's going on than you do.
I just turned around to her when she doesn't stop.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
my response to, because I couldn't talk a great deal because I was at the gym, I was working out,
Right.
but I saw the notifications, so I thought I'd pop in and just kind of lurk and stuff.
Right.
And
He was
he's like,
mellow tonight.
he was Mel. I mean, I didn't stay long, but I popped in and showed my face and whatnot. Bless him, and he was saying about how he's worked out what he's going to have, what he's going to wear for Halloween, and I asked him what it was, and I never got the response.
He's not telling anybody.
Ah,
A
okay.
couple other people asked, and I don't know if he just didn't see their questions or if he was just straight up ignoring it, but a couple of people asked while I was lurking in his stream
Yeah.
because I was still waking up. So yeah. No,
And,
my board of directors meeting got canceled. My dumbass still stayed up till like 8 o'clock at night, which I know for a lot of you guys that doesn't sound really late, but my bedtime's at noon because I have to be up at 8 p.m. to get ready for work.
'Cause she hates herself.
I do. I really do.
But yeah, so what we thought we might touch upon today, I think a lot of our podcasts have thus far been a lot of touching on topics, and we will probably revisit them at some
by
point,
far.
because we haven't covered them how we want to cover them as such.
Oh,
But
before we go too far in that, remember we have a new episode that comes out at 2 a.m. Mountain Standard Time every Tuesday?
yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Good. Okay. So yeah, I think today, we're attempting to touch on online dating.
And keep in mind, we have to filter ourselves a lot because
Yeah.
we didn't use traditional dating sites for a while.
No, we're gonna go with at present. We'll start with what's happening at present, maybe, because
For you.
Yeah.
I'm not dating.
Because one of them is a traditional online dating site. It's a normal kind of dating site. So we'll go with this one.
What is normal?
Because this POF. POF. We'll go with POF.
For those that don't know what POF is, that is Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried Plenty of Fish. I've tried Badoo. I've tried. I've never been on Tinder.
Tinder is a cesspool. Oh, I've got a
Yeah.
funny story regarding Tinder when we get to that point. Move on.
But yeah, I was talking to this bloke last week. So I talked to this bloke off POF. Seemed nice enough. And I'd like to hasten to add, they all seem nice enough to begin with.
No, not all the time.
All the ones you end up talking, all the ones that you talk to, as in actually catch your eye, 99.9% of the time are nice enough to begin with.
She's gonna
Not
slap
the
me.
weirdos that send you messages and go, "Do you want to come for a walk in the woods with me?" No,
Um,
no, I don't.
Public service announcement. If you get one of those from somebody you don't know and haven't met elsewhere and other people haven't met, don't go for a walk in the woods. I don't care if it's your first date. Don't.
Don't go.
If you do, or you are one of the people that would do that, you have obviously never seen Criminal Minds, okay?
Stay public. Go somewhere there's witnesses. Make sure somebody knows where you're going. Make sure that somebody is able to contact you.
Yeah.
Make sure that somebody knows who you're meeting.
Show
I know
them
this
pictures.
probably sounds. Yes, I know this probably sounds being melodramatic, maybe, but it's not. In this day and age, there are so many predators out there. You need to learn to keep yourself safe. But anyway, back to talking to him, and we arranged that tomorrow we were going to go for a cup of coffee in the morning because I've got things to do tomorrow afternoon. So I was like, right, okay, well, I can do like 10 o'clock in the morning. And he was coming to my town, to my Costa,
Loki!
not affiliated with Costa. Huh?
Loki is using her claws and trying to use me as a jungle gym.
Oh, okay. And yeah, so we were going somewhere public. We're going somewhere I know.
Being smart, being safe, going somewhere
Yep.
that people know her because she's a coffee addict, mind you.
Yeah. I walk in and they go, usual? Yes, please. And then Friday, he turned around and he was like, "Oh, I'm not going to be about the weekend. I will speak to you Monday." I said, "Okay, I'll catch up with you Monday." I messaged him Monday. Didn't go through. The account has disappeared. And he has just poofed. Just gone. So I'm assuming there's no date tomorrow. So my pet peeve, if you don't want to go on a date with somebody, if you've changed your mind,
Be honest.
just fucking tell them. Don't just ghost them, because that's rude.
Male
You know what I
or
mean?
female.
Yeah, I don't care who it is. Don't ghost them. It's not. It's just don't do it. Because I will, if I find you, I will slap you, and that's just wrong. You wouldn't do that to somebody face to face. You wouldn't just disappear. You wouldn't be standing there having a drink with them or whatever, and then just walk off. Unless there was extenuating circumstances, which Q has got a story about that, actually.
Oh my god, which fucking one? No, I know exactly which one she's talking about. So,
And whilst you're telling them that, I've just got to go check my food. I'll be back.
no, you're fine. And I am well aware she's going to come back and she's going to be like, "Oh, don't forget this detail, and don't forget this detail, and don't forget this detail." No, so when I started at the job that I have now, if you want to know where I work, you got to go back and listen to the earlier podcast. But when I started, I worked evenings. I didn't work graveyards, I didn't work mornings. I worked second shift. Not first, not third, second shift. And I kind of was starting to hit it off with one of my counterparts in another area. And after a while, he was like, "You know what? Do you want to go out for like dinner or something?" And I was like, "You know what? Why not?" So we made plans. We were going to go to Texas Roadhouse because it was a steakhouse. I like steak. They had alcohol. Like, right there. Me being the responsible person that I am, I got a lift. We don't have Uber here. I got a lift to the restaurant. I planned on drinking. I get there a little bit early because I'm one of those people, I would rather be early than late, especially with the stigma women have. And before any of you guys come at me, yes, it was a guy. Yes, I'm bisexual. Dating a guy does not mean I'm straight. Dating a girl does not mean I'm lesbian. I am still bi. So
She's
I
greedy.
Right. No, I actually had the argument recently with people. Well, if you're dating a dude, you're straight. No, I'm still bi. I'm still attracted to women. But anyway, so
Yeah,
I
no,
show
'cause
up
you're
early.
attracted to the but you're attracted to the person, not the gender.
Right, which is why some people argue that I'm actually pansexual when I came out of the closet. You could be
Yeah, but-
straight, bi, gay, or trans. Those were your
Yeah, but then-
options.
Not being funny, and I'm probably going to get shouted at or told off, but isn't pansexual basically just bisexual anyway?
It is, but it's not. We can have that discussion on another episode. We can
Okay.
discuss the different sexualities on that. But I showed up a little bit early because one of my biggest pet peeves is showing up late. So I'm chilling out there, and I see him open the door and stand aside. And I'm like, "Oh, awesome. You know, brownie points right there. You're holding the door open. More brownie points when it was an older woman." And when I say older, I mean like old enough. Oh, they're fighting. Old enough to be his mom. Older woman. We're going to put this in perspective right now. He was 30 at the time. I was 25, 26, somewhere in that general ballpark. But he opens up and he walks up and she follows him. And he goes, "Hey, I'd like you to meet my mom." Alright, maybe his mom's got issues. She can't drive. She's meeting someone else. Because he did pick the restaurant. Maybe she's meeting someone there. And she can't drive. So for him, it's like a twofer so he doesn't have to go somewhere else. Should have been a red flag. It was not. Well aware. So I go, "Hi, Mrs." We're going to call her Jane Smith. "Hey,
For
Mrs.
all
Smith."
intents and purposes.
Yeah, I'm not divulging real names.
Nope.
And we're gonna call him John. It was not his name, but we're gonna call him John. I go, "Hi, Mrs. Smith, it's really nice to meet you." And she's like, "Oh, I hear you work with my son." And I was like, "I do. He works in this area, I work in this area." "Oh, that's so sweet." Well, we got a table, and his mom comes with. Okay, at this point, it is a red flag. His mom is actively walking over with us.
At this point, it should have been a bull, let alone a red flag.
Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, my mom's joining us for dinner." Do what now? "Yeah, my mom, she's joining us for our first date." Thinking to myself, I'm gonna need some fucking alcohol for this bullshit. Another waitress comes by, she's like, we haven't even had the time to sit down, but she comes by, she's like, "Hey, we're really busy. What can I get you to drink?" Right off the bat, I'm like, "I want the largest beer I can get." She's like, "Alright," she gets drink orders from everyone else. His mother looks at me and goes, "Ladies shouldn't drink." I looked at her, looked at him. He's not even looking at me, and I'm like, "I gotta go use the bathroom." Well, fun story about ours. Whoever designed this kitchen, if you've worked in a kitchen, is fucking stupid. So you've got one of their main walkways in and out of the kitchen, and if you go straight, you can go into their kitchen from the dining room. Otherwise, if you go into that little alcove and you turn left, you've got the men's room, and if you turn right, you've got the women's room. I knew the guy working in the kitchen. I went straight into the kitchen and went, "Can I hang out here until my lift gets here?" He looked at me and he was like, "I don't even think we've gotten your order yet, but yeah, sure." Call Lyft, go home, order pizza. Pizza gets there. By this point, it's like 3-4 hours later. I get a phone call. "Are you okay? You've been in the bathroom for a really long time." Motherfucker, I have left, which meant I had to wait on a Lyft to come get me, which is like a 30 to 40 minute wait, because it was a Saturday night. I went, I had a Lyft come get me, take me home. I ordered pizza, which is another hour to hour and a half, because again, it's a Saturday night, and I've eaten the motherfucker and had a 6-pack of beer. Dude, you should have figured it out, like, after 40 minutes that I was not coming back. Well, why?
Oh my god.
I don't know. Maybe the fact that you're a 40-year-old man that brought your mom on a fucking first date? So fast forward to the next day at work, a bunch of our coworkers knew we were going out because there was like a week and a half leading up to us meeting up for dinner and everything. And they're like, "Oh, well, how'd the date go?" And I was like, "Oh, it went great." Until his mom joined. Well, how soon did his mom join? He brought her with. He got ridiculed so bad, he had to get transferred to another store half a state away. It was that bad. He had to get transferred half a state away.
Well, it's his own fault.
Yeah. Do I feel bad for it? No. He was a 30-year-old man who brought his mother. And if that wasn't bad enough, his mother tried telling me I couldn't drink. I have all kinds of really bad dating stories. I really do.
She really does.
Sale enjoys laughing at me for that one, though. She's
That
a
was a funny
bitch.
one.
She's a bitch.
That was a funny one though.
So.
But yeah.
Oh shit.
So. And then of course we have. This is from Plenty of Fish as well. And I am very open about who and what I am, even on Plenty of Fish. Because I know we can't discuss it all and everything else, but obviously everybody knows, because we've kind of touched on it prior, that we're part of the kink community. And
Yeah.
I know we can't discuss it, and we're not going to, but I'm very open about that on my profile on Plenty of Fish. And the amount of... I'll go with people, because I don't want to genderize, But in my experience, it's men, because obviously I'm a straight female. So, in my experience, the amount of men that automatically see sub and that assume they can say and do what they like is disgusting. I had one that even after I had said, no, this wasn't going to happen, that wasn't going to happen, because I don't want to, informed me that it would be happening, and I basically had no choice. And I went, block.
No does not mean yes, and get lost does not mean take me, I'm yours.
To them, it seems to.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, so it's regardless of whether it is in the community or whether it is a vanilla relationship or whether it's just a bedroom fun. Consent, 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 consent.
So, I'm not going to go really into depth on this one. And the reason being is we can get shut down on some of our distributing platforms. I think everybody should, if you are going to be intimate with anybody, you should have to be a part of the community. And before any of you guys go, ew, that's gross, that's not my thing, hear me out. Most of the healthy relationships, there are a few exceptions, but most of the healthy, intimate relationships I have seen and been a part of are because of the kink community. Because there is so much communication, because if you want to tickle somebody's foot, there has to be consent. It's not a whole, well, I'll do it and I'll see if they like it later. It's, they have to know what they're getting into 100%, and there's more communication between two or however many people in a community relationship than there is in a vanilla relationship. Because you have to consent to everything.
Yep.
So, like,
I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not saying that vanilla relationships are bad.
no, I'm not. I'm not.
At all. And there are plenty of vanilla relationships out there that are amazing.
Because they communicate.
Yeah. It's not about whether it's the community, the kinks, the vanilla. It is purely communicate. It's consent, communication, communication, communication. And safety.
Yeah.
You can't, no matter what you are doing, whether it be a foot massage
Or
whether
impact
it be
play.
something else, if you are vocal, if you communicate, if you have trust, because you need to have trust, regardless, you need to have that, and you only have that by open and honest communication. And safety, and to be able to be open and honest and have trust, to have the trust, you then are able to know that you are safe, know that no matter what happens, nothing that you don't want to happen is going to happen. And this might sound really fucked up, but a lot of women are in, and I say women because it is primarily females. Primarily, I'm not saying it's always females, but primarily
in our
it is
experience.
females, in our experience, that have to deal with the unwanted attention. That have to deal with, because they have a female body, because they have boobs, because they have
A vagina.
curves, because they have a vagina, that they are open season. And even when you are in a relationship, I am so sick and tired of hearing men say, well, she's withholding sex. She's withholding this. She's withholding. No, she's not withholding anything. It's not your God-given right to have that. It's not yours. She can't withhold something from you that's hers. It's her body. It's her choice. It's her life. It's not your body. It's not your life. You wouldn't like it if we tell her, well, you're withholding that. But I'm so sick and tired of hearing men say that. Like they have this
God-given right to have sex.
just because they're in a relationship. And there are so many women that just, and I know for a fact there are, because I've done it, not wanting to be intimate with said partner at the time, but just to shut him up, I did it. Because I just couldn't deal with the constant bitching and constant moaning that he didn't feel loved and that he wasn't getting this and he wasn't getting that. Do you know what I mean? And not wanting to do it, even if you are married, you have that choice. You do not have to if you do not want to.
You still have to consent to it. And forced consent is still not consent.
No, and it's for want of saying anything other than what it is rape. It is. Even in the marriage, you can be.
Spousal rape is a thing. Trigger warning for anybody, but spousal rape is a thing.
It is, and it is awful.
And sadly enough, there's a lot of states here in the U.S. that don't see it as rape, and you cannot be charged with it because they're married. But there are a lot of states that are starting to come into, unfortunately, the 21st century a little too late, and they are starting to make it illegal.
Yeah.
But the amount of steps you have to go through to prove that it was non-consensual is disgusting. No means no.
Yeah.
I don't care. You could start out giving consent, and if you change your mind...
Yeah. It's still no.
You still got your consent revoked. You stop.
You don't do the whole...
Well, I can't stop. No, you can. It's a choice. Are you going to be sore? Are you going to be miserable? Yeah. The consent was still revoked. You stop.
And then, of course, there's a whole, but did you see what she was wearing? She was
whatever a woman wears, or man wears or doesn't wear, does not equal consent.
No.
If I have to hear one more time, well, she was asking for it because of what she was wearing, I am going to start throat punching people.
It's ridiculous.
I should be able to walk out. Granted, I'm well aware of the indecency laws, but let's say those didn't exist for a minute. I should be able to walk outside butt-ass naked and not have to worry about being assaulted. If you can hear that crying, I promise it's the kittens fighting.
I can't hear anything, but I keep on muting myself because I'm eating. So.
Yeah, some people don't do the whole eating thing. I say that and I'm sitting here drinking a canned coffee. But another one
it would be okay, but what I'm eating is salt and pepper chicken.
Ooh.
Salt and pepper chicken. So I was like, yeah, I need to mute myself.
A big one I hear a lot too is, well, she said yes and then she said no. All right, she said no. You still stop. She gave you a red light. That if you're driving, you just ran a red light, it's illegal, you get a ticket. She gives you a red light after giving you a green light, guess what? It's still illegal. And the amount of alcohol she drinks, or he drinks, does not equal consent. Who is it? Minnesota has the law where if they've had X amount of drinks and their blood alcohol level is over whatever, then even if they say yes while they're drunk, it's consent. It is not. I don't care what the state law is. It is not consent.
No.
So.
And this is why people suck. It's just Why? Just why?
Yeah.
Why?
Catfishing is an issue. Consent is a huge
Oh,
issue. Point being, regardless of the relationship, there should be consent, trust,
communication.
fucking communication.
Communication
So
is the
much.
big one.
Yeah.
Without communication,
There's no
you
consent,
can't.
there's no trust.
There's no consent. There's no trust. There's nothing. Without communicating, how you? I mean, I always thought I was fairly good at communicating because I don't shut up. I'm aware of that. So I better say that before she does.
I'm a little bit of a bitch.
A little bit. Anyway.
Rude.
Honest difference. See, open and honest communication going on here. See. No, I always thought it was pretty good. I mean, most women think we're pretty good at communicating because we don't shut up. But there's a difference between talking and communicating. And for anybody that's sitting there going, "Oh, what the fuck do you mean by that?" You can sit in a crowded room and talk with whoever the fuck you like. That doesn't constitute communicating. In this instance, when we say communicating, we mean telling the person, not people as such, but a person who you are trying to build something with, actually talking to them about your wants, your desires, your personal needs, and you talk to them, not at them. There's a big difference between talking to somebody and communicating to talking at someone. And a lot of people talk at people. They don't communicate properly. And this is a problem in society as a whole, not just in relationships, but as a whole. We are so wrapped up in our own little worlds that we don't communicate properly with other people. So then when we do try and when you try and communicate with somebody, they're so not used to it, they get defensive. And then you do the whole, "That's not what I said. I said this." And they're like, "No, you didn't use..." You're like, "No, listen to what I'm saying. I am not saying that. I am saying this." "No, you didn't. You said..." "You know what? Take your snowflake ass, walk out that door and fuck off. Because that's not what I said." And that's part of the reason why I can't deal with snowflakes, because they don't hear you. They hear what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the problem we have nowadays, is in dating, in relationships, in friendships. So many people hear what they want to hear. They don't hear what you're trying to tell them, which is why you need to be so much clearer. You need to be able to communicate clearly and concisely what you need, what you want, what you expect.
And I'm going to sound like a horrible person, but I blame 3 generations for this. 3 generations. And I'm not saying every parent is like this, and I'm not saying every child is like this. But you had a lot of the parents from Gen X that were more concerned about being their child a millennial. They were more concerned about being their friend than being a parent. And then that cycles down to millennials with Gen Z, and then Gen Z with the Alpha generation. I'm not. Yeah.
I will kick my kids' asses if they behave like that.
Yeah. Be a parent, and that curbs most issues.
Mm-hmm.
I unofficially co-parent with a coworker of mine because, for reasons I'm not going to get into, her baby daddy for 3 of her 4 children is in jail. He gets out in a little over a month. She's pretty excited. Based off of what I heard, it never should have happened, but that's the American legal system for you. And I've read through the entire case. He shouldn't have been sent to jail. Anyway, I co-parent with her. She has it so rough, and she fights with her kids on this because Dad hasn't been in the picture for like 3 or 4 years now because he's been in jail. She has to be mom and dad. Well, there reaches a point when your kids realize what's going on and they quit listening. Well, now she's mom, and when she needs a dad, I'm the one that gets the phone call because I'm the one that comes in and I whoop ass. And for those of you that go, well, you shouldn't beat your child because, especially someone else's child, because of trust, let me explain something to you about that. I will go over, deal with her children not dealing with her because they reach the point
So
where they're not listening. Go ahead.
can I just? You say about you shouldn't beat your children. No, you shouldn't.
You should
You shouldn't
discipline them.
You should not beat your children. No, you should discipline them. I'm sorry. There's a difference between a smack across the back of the legs
Or ass.
or backside, or smacking their hand because they're they're going to touch something hot or dangerous. You know what I mean? I've done that numerous times.
Right.
My kids have gone to grab something off the side that's boiling hot, and I'm like, no, and you smack their hand. There's a difference between that
And
to
abuse.
beating your child.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is. People see you telling your child off and smacking them or whatever, and they automatically, oh, you're beating your child, you're abusing your child. No, I'm sorry, but I used to get a smack when I was naughty. I'm still alive. I'm not sitting there trying to eat Tide Pods or snorting condoms. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
Sorry.
God, what are the other ones? The newest TikTok one is when the children are stealing shit out of their schools. There's a monthly challenge.
Do what?
We'll touch on that one here in a little bit. Let me finish the story and then we'll touch into that one. So when I say I beat their ass, I mean they probably get 2 or 3 firm, not hard, firm smacks on the ass. Then they get told to go do whatever it is they need to do. Now, at the time, are they screaming and crying that they hate me? Yeah. But let me tell you this. When it comes time for me to go home, they are sitting there crying, asking when I'm going to come back. It's not about losing.
Anybody says children need discipline.
They do.
They need it for their mental health as well because
They're
they
like
need
animals.
to know boundaries.
They're like animals. Yeah, it's all
they
about
need
setting
boundaries.
boundaries. And for some kids, does just putting them in timeout work? Yeah, it does. Some kids are such people pleasers that putting them in timeout is more than enough. I will not tell you how to, raise your child. I personally don't have kids of my own. But I'll tell you what, since I started unofficially co-parenting with this friend of mine, I joke she's my work wife. She's also my business partner with my event planning and all this. Her kids will sit there and cry and ask when I'm coming back because they don't want me to leave. They will ask their mom if I can pick them up when they know I don't work that night. So guess what I do a lot of Monday afternoons because I don't work Monday night. I stay up until 2, 3 o'clock, if not later, just to pick them up for school because it makes them happy. And these are the same kids that when they misbehave and get popped on the ass by me, will sit there and swear. Don't tell me it's about trust. It is about setting boundaries. The newest one is her 2 oldest girls couldn't take care of their room and they were hoarding food and shit in it. All they have in there right now is they each have a clear drawer, Rubbermaid stacking thing with the drawers. I don't know what they're called, but y'all know what I'm talking about, I hope. One for each of their clothes. They have 5 outfits. They don't have toys. Their books are downstairs. They don't get any of their electronics. They have their bed, a blanket, a pillow, and a stuffed animal of my choosing. The rest of it is sitting in totes in my shed because they done pissed their mom and I off so bad. They lost everything and they have to earn it back. They get the absolute bare minimum. They can have all the books they want, but the books have to stay up or stay down in their living room. Family room, den, whatever you want to call it. Different areas call it different things. And they don't get TV time. The only time they get electronics is for their homework. That's it. They don't get YouTube. They don't get TikTok. They don't get Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. They don't get any of that. They get a warm place to sleep. They get 3 meals a day. But they don't get takeout, which you would think that's the end of the world because they're not getting takeout. And they get a nice warm place to shower and be clean. And they have clean clothes every day. And a lot of you guys are saying, well, they're going to lose your trust. No, they're going to learn responsibility and how to take care of the shit that they have. Their stuff has not been thrown away. They just have to earn it back. There's a difference. So many people just give and give and give and give, and their kids don't take care of it, and then we wonder why society is going to the way it is, because it's all about gimme, 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 but I'm not going to give you anything. Trust is earned, and you got to learn what trust is. I can tell you as a child, I had my ass whooped. I had shit taken away, except my parents weren't nice. They threw my shit away. Like, there was no earning it back. It was in the garbage. So, it's not abuse. As a parent, you only have to supply the basics. You have to supply a safe place to live that is at a safe temperature year-round, so cool in the summer, warm in the winter, dry from the elements. They have to have clothes. They have to have a safe place to sleep. They have to be fed at least 3 times a day. I say that because kids eat a lot and snacks are a thing.
Oh, aren't they just?
Yeah.
Don't they just?
They don't have to have an iPad, a computer, an Xbox, a PlayStation.
Now, see, this might be where you and me differ. No, they don't have to survive.
Do they want it? Yes.
No, that's not what I was going to say. They don't have to for their basic needs. No.
Yeah.
But with how society is nowadays, do they need to be able to have some form of communication with the outside world via some form of electronic?
See, and I'm
Yes,
always a big believer
do.
of there's outside, you have neighbors. If you are in trouble enough that you've lost the electronics.
Yeah, but you see, this is where you and I
Different.
have difference of opinions, because obviously their lives are so intertwined. They're not just that. Our lives are online, yours and mine. A lot of our life is online. A lot of what we do is online.
Most of my work is done online. For me,
Yeah.
it's part of my business. For you,
Yes,
it's part
exactly.
of your business.
Yeah, exactly. But if it all went to shit and we couldn't use it, we'd find a way of doing what we do or doing other things, and that is what it is. Do you know what I mean? We'd deal with it. With them, it is literally intertwined in their day-to-day life. It is that they've grown up. This is how they've grown up. We grew up
Right.
different. We grew up without these things, so we're able to be like, you
Adapt.
know what? I may not want to do that, but I can live without it. It's part of them, and they're so. If they, like my eldest boy, he's nearly 13. If I was, I do take his TV away. I do take his Xbox away. I take them away because they are the things that I know if I take them away, he's going to do as he's told.
Right.
Because I don't smack my kids. There's no point. When they were little, they'd get a tap on the arse or whatever, yeah. But there's absolutely no point because it doesn't work with mine. They just look at me as if to go, really? So I had to find other ways. I mean, it is their gadgets. You take them away. Or if it's a phone, the best one is to take the charger away.
As they
Battery slowly dies.
as they try to figure out how to get the most battery power out of their phone.
Yep. I'm not evil. I'm just sadistic.
I have done that.
But
One of the work's wife's kids is glued to a tablet all the time, and I'm just like, oh, well, the charger's mine.
But it is very much like their friends from school, their social circles, even in person, are then online.
Yeah.
So they go home, and if things happen online in the games that they would be playing normally, or this, and then they don't know about it, they're left out in the cold. Whereas we wouldn't give a shit. We'd be like, oh, we'll find out later.
I still don't give a shit. I'm the mean adult.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but mental health wise, not
Right.
being able to have their
Will you
social
get
circle,
off of her?
their support system, because that's what it is to a certain degree, especially with COVID and everything, how it's been.
Hang on a sec. I gotta mute
very
myself.
much needed. Okay. Oh well, she gone poof. But yeah, it's I don't agree with them having as much time on the gadgets as they do. But
See, and a big thing here is we didn't shut down like you guys
I
did.
do recognise the fact that they need it. Why is this being a poopy head?
Well, we're gonna use the old coworker
So
of mine who's
just
no, you're
dealing
fine.
with something. Online dating, the bane of my existence.
The bane of everybody's existence. But like, we're gonna use COVID as an example because where I'm at, the state I'm in, we never truly shut down. So our kids here never actually got removed from school full time, and if they were, they could still go and hang out with their friends at the movie theater or the mall. Like, we shut down the schools so they wouldn't be in groups, but yet they could still go to the mall and the movies. So for us, we never really had that. And my work wife, for example, her kids don't get to game. If they game, they get 30 minutes a day, and it's not online. It's not online like you and I do.
I do not like Plenty of Fish sometimes. It really, it's a pain in the posterior at times. Very much want to beat it within an inch of its life. But yeah, so and then you've then got things like they will. You can get your kids to do things, but then obviously like I have got to go to the hospital tomorrow because my boy, I love him dearly, but he fractured his finger.
Not a fun feeling. Been there, done that. If you want the story on that, you got to listen to 2 episodes ago.
At school, and I get a phone call, and say we think he's dislocated it. Oh, fabulous! So off I totter to the school to go and pick him up because they're like, he needs to go and have an X-ray because we're not allowed to pop it back in by law. We're not allowed to pop it back in place,
which is fair.
And yeah. No, it's dislocated. Not dislocated, it was fractured. So we had to go back last week so that he could have gas and have it all popped. Oh, we talked about this on the
2 episodes ago. 2 episodes ago.
But yeah, we're back up the hospital again tomorrow because
did he fuck it up more, or is it a checkup?
Have got to have another X-ray on it to make sure that it is actually healing properly. Hopefully he hasn't been bashing it too much. Hopefully
he hasn't been a typical teenage boy.
Because otherwise I think he might have to have pins put in it.
So for those of you in America that know about our healthcare system, we've kind of touched on this, but ask her how much she had to pay.
But yeah, so like I think in this day and age with technology as it is, and there's so many fakes out there online as well though. Like, with Plenty of Fish, there's actually fake accounts. There is genuinely fake accounts on there. I had a bloke message me today that I blocked because it was just like, you know what, I'm not even dealing with that. And then 2 minutes later, another bloke messaged me exactly the same message. Totally different picture. And I'm like, you know what? Nope, not even doing this.
So for those of you that heard me talking to myself and it seeming like Sale was ignoring me, she was, but she didn't realize she was because I didn't unmute myself on Discord. So
I was ignoring her.
Anyway, back to her son's fracture, because I was trying to ask this question because I wanted a reaction out of her. For those of you in America that know our healthcare system, whether you have insurance or not, ask her what it costs her when she goes to the hospital for her kid. Being in the UK, ask her what it costs her. Come on, Sale. What does it cost you?
For parking.
And how much do you pay for your parking?
Depends on how long I'm there for.
How much did it cost you for the initial visit with your son for like 3 or 4
Uh,
hours?
£5.60, I want to say, something like that.
Which is about $4 or $5 US. I fucking hate you. If you want to hear the rest of that story, listen to Aftermath Before Biology is the name of that episode.
Aftermath before. Oh,
I have
Plenty of
fun with
Fish
the
is
names.
Plenty of Fish is being a doozy at the moment. It's not sending my messages.
Ooh, makes me wonder if that's why you're getting catfished. Or ghosted or whatever.
No, because the person that ghosted me, that was actually on WhatsApp. He ghosted me.
Yeah, so. No, for anybody that doesn't know, I have a lot of fun naming these episodes.
She really does. See, I've sent like 4 messages and now none of them are showing up. He's going to think I'm ignoring him.
Right. Let's see, our intro episode was the beginning or the end.
Yep.
The second episode was the crazy cat lady. Episode 3 was Don't Get Us Started. Episode 4 was Hell on Earth. Episode 5 was What's Mine Is Not Yours. Today's episode is Aftermath Before Biology. Let me go to the actual website to get the names of the other ones because I can't remember. This one was Aftermath Before Biology. And then next week's is... Drumroll,
Next
please.
week.
It Takes a Village, starring a very special guest. I'm not giving that guest's name. You guys can find out when you listen to it next week.
We have, because we officially had our first guest.
We did. I'm gonna drop a question on the Spotify page of anybody you would like us to have as a special guest. Make sure to give me a way to contact them or where to find them, and I will see what we can arrange.
Yep.
If there's somebody, and more importantly, if there's a topic you'd like us to discuss. We're always
How long have we got left?
If I can open the right window, 3 minutes. So I vote we actually start winding this down with consent, communication, safety, trust.
Communication.
Yeah, without communication, you don't have the rest.
Nope.
We have merch coming out soon. We went on a lot of tangents, which we always do. We have merch. I'm going to try and work on the merch some more today. I'm actually going to stream here today. There's an achievement on Twitch I want to get, and I've got to stream for like 25 days in a 30-day period. But, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing.
I gotta go shopping. I've got no food in the house.
I've got to work on merch. I'm going to stream for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Come find our Discord. We like talking
All
to
the
people.
links to everything are on our beacon.
Yeah, and I drop the beacons in every episode description, so there's no excuse for you guys not being able to find it. Oh, and I gotta fix that so you guys don't have to go into her beacons page or my beacons page from there, where there's the actual Discord link. We have episodes dropping on YouTube every Friday. I'm a little bit behind on it, but they are still dropping.
We drop every Tuesday
on Anchor and Spotify and all the podcast sites, but YouTube drops every Friday, also at 2 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Otherwise, that links in bio.
Yep.
Be kind. Keep making memories.
Stay safe. Stay amazing. Don't be douches. Be kind.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.